All right, welcome to today's class on Smart Plans and Campaigns in KW Command. My name is Leah and I'll be taking you through today's class. So we'll be going through Smart Plans. I'll be showing you what that is and how to set that up for your contacts. I'll also be showing you the current way to send an email in Command as well. Now, before we get started and logged into Command, I just want to give you guys a quick tip. So first of all, KWRI has said that Google Chrome is the best browser to use with Command. And above and beyond that, incognito window is best because incognito window does not store cache and cookies, so it will always give you the newest version of Command since they're launching updates daily, weekly, So if you are not familiar with how to get into incognito mode in Command, let me just show you that real quick. So let's say this is a normal Chrome window, right? This is Google Chrome browser. And if you don't have Google Chrome on your computer, like I have a Mac, and so I went to google.com and I searched download Google Chrome to download that to my Mac. I would definitely recommend it for your KW technology. How to get to incognito mode is you'll click on the three dots on the very top right of your Chrome window and simply click New Incognito Window. Okay, so those are the three drop-down dots on the top right of Chrome and New Incognito Window. And that will pull that up in a separate window, and you'll notice the top is black instead, indicating to you that it's in incognito mode. All right, and now to go ahead and get into Command, we'll go to agent.kw.com, which is where I am on my screen. So again, that is agent.kw.com, and we'll want to go ahead and log in with your KW username and password. So this username and password is the same username and password that you use for my KW to log in. Your username is typically something like your first initial, last name, and a number, and then your password is case sensitive, so just keep an eye out for that. You can always reset that by clicking Forgot Password if you can't remember it. I know there's so many passwords for everything. And click Sign In. All right, so that will take you right into your Command account, and hopefully you've been playing around in Command and have a general idea of how to get around. Just one thing I want to point out navigation-wise, or maybe a couple things. The biggest thing I like about Command is that it centralizes all of your tools on the left-hand side menu here. Okay, with our current, right, with the MyKW platform, there were a million different places you had to go to if you needed to update your headshot or to get to certain things. It was all over the place, it seemed. This KW command has really centralized everything to this menu right here. So that's where you'll need to pay attention to navigation-wise. We'll be looking at that in just a moment here. Another thing, this dashboard you're looking at is fairly new. I want to say within the last couple weeks to a month. What I really like on this dashboard is it does show you product updates that are coming. So I'll show you updates that have been happening recently and what is coming up next. So keep an eye on that. That's always exciting to me to see what is coming. Now the first thing we'll want to do is actually go into your marketing profile for KW Command. And this is super important to have this set up, so let's go take a look at that and where that is. So go ahead and click on your name on the very top right of your Command account. And then let's click on Settings from that drop-down. So your name on the very top right of Command and then Settings. Okay, from here, let's go ahead and start in the Command settings on the left, the Connect settings on the left-hand side. So again, that's the Connect settings that we're going to start in. And go ahead and click on Marketing Profile. Okay, so why this section is so important. So this is very similar to the My Account section of eEdge. What it does is it will autofill all of this information here, all of your contact information, onto any smart plans you create, any landing pages, any emails sent out. Okay, this information is used to autofill everywhere so you don't have to keep typing in your contact information. So it makes your life way easier. So we're not going to do this now. just for time's sake. But just make a note on how we got here. And again, if you're taking notes, that would be clicking on your name on the top right, settings from that drop down, and then connect settings on the left-hand side to get to that marketing profile. Just a couple tips on this. First of all, any fields that say required, that will need to be filled in. So you do have to have your headshot entered in order to save this profile. Just a heads up. It also gives you the sizing requirements of your headshot if you have any trouble doing that. If you do need to resize your headshot, which you probably will, to have it fit properly there, the website we use is picresize.com. So again, that's PIC, resize.com. And you can resize your headshot to make it fit the recommended size so it doesn't look funky or stretched out or anything. So photo is required. Aside from that, any field that has a red asterisk next to it means it is required. Okay, so just skim through and see where it has a red asterisk. You have to fill it in to save it. Other than that, you do not have to fill it in, but obviously you can. All right, so this will have all of your information, and we'll see why this is so important in just a little bit in class. Okay, and you can even fill in your social media links on the bottom here, your branded app, and so forth. And then click Save on the very bottom. And again, I know that wasn't enough time to fill this in, so just make a note and come back after class to fill this in. You always want to click Save on the bottom there. It will let you know if it saved it. If you miss a required field, it will not save. All right, so we do need to do a couple more housekeeping items before we can start on SmartPlans and sending emails in Command. So if you could go ahead and click on Command Settings on the left-hand side now. So that's Command Settings. And let's select Applications from that drop-down. So Command Settings, and we're going to Applications, and this shows you all your integrations. So any apps that are currently connected to Command will show on the top of your list here. So I'll show you connected apps, as you can see. And if you scroll down further, it will give you options to add further apps. Okay, so the apps that we need to have connected for today's class, we'll start with the easier one with MailJet. Okay, I already have this done, so let me disconnect it so you guys can see that. All right, so if you do not have MailJet set up, so it's not on the top of my screen here because it's not currently connected, so I'm going to come down to the productivity section here and find MailJet. Okay, you'll see what it does right here. Configure your reply to email address for monthly neighborhood nurtures. Okay, so those are your smart plans. So what this does, that you're indicating which email address you want clients to respond back to. So if they reply to an email that you send them from SmartPlans, it will reply back to your business email address. So we would want, all you have to do, it's super easy. You'll just click on Connect Account on the far right of MailJet. And we'll put our reply to email address here. So you want this to be your business email address, whether you're using your KW email or another email address that you have. Go ahead and enter that in. And you can click Save Changes here. Once you click Save Changes, you'll notice it'll move the MailJet up to the top here because it is considered a connected app now. So that's all you have to do, and that is setting up your reply to email address. All right, you will have to have a MailChimp account connected as well. So in order to send emails from Command at this time, you have to have a MailChimp account set up. It's the one that says MailChimp email campaigns. So of course, if yours is not currently connected, you would need to scroll down. I think it was in like the marketing automation section, if I remember correctly. You should see MailChimp there where you can connect the account. If you do not currently have a MailChimp account, you can sign up for one. Let me send you guys the link to do so. All right, and if you're watching this recorded, that is just login.mailchimp.com/signup. All right, we do set up a MailChimp account for you if you are a new agent, and we did your new agent setup. We do set that up for you, so check on that email. Of course, you can email support@scottleroymarketing.com. We're happy to set up a MailChimp account for you and even connect it to Command. So if you need help with that, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. So those are the two apps that will be required for today's class and for SmartPlans and sending emails. You will have to have MailJet set up, and MailChimp with email campaigns in parentheses there. Those two are required. All right. So let's come on over to our contacts. So we need to come to our contacts first in order to add a contact to practice on for today's class. So I'm clicking on the contacts icon on the left-hand side. So that contacts icon looks like two little people hanging out there. Just a heads up, as you're learning these icons here, you probably don't have them memorized what they do quite yet. If that's the case, just hover your mouse over the icon and it'll pop up a little speech bubble telling you what that icon does. Also, you can click on the KW logo on the very top left and it will pop out a little menu here so you can see what you're clicking on. You can do the same to resend that. All right, so we are in contacts. And you may already have contacts in your database since a lot of agents have been importing your contacts and are adding them one by one. For today's class, I'm just going to go ahead and add in a contact just so I have someone to practice on. So you can do the same if you would like. So I'll simply go to add contact on the top right here. Put in their full name. So let's do Monica Geller for any Friends fans out there. The 25th Friends reunion is coming up on, I think, September 25th or 22nd. It makes sense. Yeah, I can't believe it's been 25 years since Friends has come out. But we'll go ahead and name yourself. You can put yourself. I would highly recommend putting yourself in your command database in order to practice on. It's always great. And put in like a practice email address for yourself. So a personal email address so you can see what it looks like when your clients receive emails from you in command. All right. So all you really need to do is put in the first name and the email address for that to save. Of course, we have a contact database class as well that we teach that you can watch on slmtraining.com, and that will go way more in depth on adding contacts in this database section. But for now, we'll have a name and email address and click Create. Okay. So we have ourselves added in. Now we'll be starting class in the SmartPlans section, but first of all, in order to set your contacts up on a neighborhood nurture campaign, or I'm sorry, a neighborhood nurture smart plan, they will have to have two requirements. They will need to have an email address and a neighborhood entered in. So let me show you how to add in a neighborhood. It's pretty cool actually. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the contact that I just added in. You can pull up yourself if you put yourself in your database, whatever practice contact you'd like to use. And again, two requirements. So we need email address, so we got that, check. So now we need a neighborhood. So come on down to the neighborhood section here. So you'll have to scroll slightly on the left-hand column. You'll see a neighborhood section and we'll need to click Add Neighborhood. Okay, so in theory, this is how this process works. So you just talked to your client on the phone. Let's say they're flying in from out of state to look at the areas and they told you they're interested in this certain area, maybe this zip code or certain neighborhoods around, okay? So you have their general criteria of what they're looking for. And you can come in here and click Add Neighborhood. And we can search for the neighborhood that they're looking for. So let's say, I'll type in neighborhood by me. Okay, this should be by you. Wait for it. Well, while this is taking its time loading, in theory, you should be able to type in the neighborhood that they're looking in. There we go. Just took its sweet time there. And then click on, from that drop down, it will suggest different neighborhoods near having to do with what you search, your search criteria, and you can simply click on that. And when you do that, it will add the neighborhood right under it. Okay, of course, if you added that by mistake, you can always X out of it. But it will show you a map of where that neighborhood is, and it will give you suggested neighborhoods. So neighborhoods that are close by that might also fit in their neighborhood, or fit in their criteria rather. So I can go ahead and simply click on these links here to add more neighborhoods. It's going pretty slow, but once you click on these neighborhoods right here, it will add those to the list up here if you're patient enough. All right, so that is the second way to add that in. So there's 3 ways total on how to add neighborhoods. The first way is searching for the neighborhood as we saw. The second way is clicking on these from the suggested neighborhoods And again, once you click on that, it should add them right here in a gray box to confirm that's been added. So there we go. 10 minutes later. Just kidding. All right, so we'll add that in. And then there's a third way you can do it, and that is on a map. So let's say you're not that familiar with the area or the neighborhoods around there. You can click Find on Map as well. I'll pull it up and I'll show you the location here. So let's say I want to zoom in to this location. Right, that's where I am currently, or where this client is searching. So I can, you can do this a couple different ways. You can search for location up here. You can use the plus and minus to zoom. Or if you double click your mouse on the place you're trying to zoom, that should zoom in that location as well. All right, so we're zooming all the way in. All right, we might have to put in an area here. So let's go ahead and put in Hunter Oaks. All right, so we'll take me to that area. So sorry guys, it looks like you do need to put in the area up here for this to work properly. So once you put in the area that they're looking at, it will make the map show up kind of like a puzzle piece here, a bunch of puzzle pieces. And these are different neighborhoods around you respectively. So if you hover your mouse over these little puzzle pieces, it will pop up telling you what that neighborhood is. So you can go ahead and click on it. See if it'll come back here. All right, so you can click on it and it will give you a check mark letting you know that was selected. And I can go ahead and do that for a couple neighborhoods here, and you can see the ones I add get added right here as well. And I can click Save. And once it takes its time loading, it will add it to there as well. Okay, so that is how you can add in neighborhoods to a contact record. You'll notice in the timeline here that it shows you the timeline of which neighborhoods were added in and when that was added in, so today. And we'll be coming back to this timeline as we move along further in this process here. All right, but that is the second requirement in order to setting up SmartPlans. There we go. All right, now we have this all added. So again, we have to have at least one neighborhood added in, and we have to have an email address in order to set up SmartPlans. So now that we have checked off those two requirements, let's go ahead and dive right into SmartPlans. So your SmartPlans are on the left-hand side menu. And it's the icon that kind of looks like a piece of paper with a settings icon, I think, is what that's going for. All right, so we're clicking on SmartPlans on the left-hand side. And of course, if you're not sure of which one it is, you can hover your mouse to make sure it's SmartPlans. Okay, and your first question might be, what is a SmartPlan? All right, great question. All right, so what a SmartPlan is going to be your workflow management and automation tool, is what they're calling it. So it will allow you to set up reminders and send text messages and emails to automate your workflow, okay, for each contact respectively. So let's take a look at that so that makes a little more sense to you. So first of all, we'll go ahead and click Start Using SmartPlans now. And you'll see here it will take you through these 5 steps in order to activate a SmartPlan. Okay, so the first step was complete your marketing profile. We did that in theory in our first, at the beginning of class. So check that off the list. We'll activate our SmartPlans and then we'll review and confirm. So we'll go ahead and click Get Started here. All right, so once I click Get Started, it does take you through your marketing profile, which in theory you should already have set up. So this information should autofill for you, but you can go through each one here and edit that further, okay, or just double check it. So if I click Start on the very bottom right here, it will take me through each step. So it shows me now I'm editing this this top header here, the branded header. All right, so I can have these options on the right-hand side in order to edit that further. Any fields with an asterisk is required. Okay, if there's not an asterisk, it's not required. But you can, of course, put that in if that applies to you. Once I confirm that is correct, I can click the Next button on the bottom right. And it will take me to the next section, which of course you can see has a dotted line around it. Everything else is grayed out, so that's what's indicating where you're editing on the SmartPlan. So we have our photo entered in. Okay, I already have that in there. You can add in your DBA logo. Okay, again, this is all pulling from that marketing profile that we started class in. So just go ahead and eye over all these information here. Make sure the fields with the red asterisk are filled in. You can click Next on the bottom right. All right, now we're doing social media. So if you have your Facebook, Twitter, and I believe this has to have https:// at the beginning. Let's see. All right, so you can put in your social media profiles here: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and your mobile app as well. As you see, it will give them an option to download your app or go to your social media straight from your smart plan. You can click Next. You have a legal footer as well that you can add in. Okay, if you're not sure of what to put there, we've been putting each office as independently owned and operated, which is the typical legal footer for KW. If there is something specific in your area or region that is required legally, check in with your broker if you're not sure, but you can put that in right here and click Next. All right, so we went through all of that. And now we are going to step 2. So we made it through step 1. We're going to step 2 to configure accounts. Now right here, this should already be filled in for you because in MailJet, we determined which email address is your reply to email address. So we have that entered in here. You can also configure text messages. Okay, that's what the bottom section is. You would have to have a Twilio account in order to do that. And again, if we set you up as a new agent, we set up a Twilio account for you. However, that is not a free service, just a heads up. The Twilio account, I forget how much per text message it costs. I want to say 3 cents per text, but I could have just made that up. All right, so you can go to, if you click configure right here, it will give you more information and prompt you to create an account. What this does is each smart plan, or some of the smart plans, have the option to send texts automatically through your database. And if you have this configured, it will do that for you. Okay, so you can click configure if you would like more info on that and to configure that account. I'm going to leave that undone here and click continue. You do not have to do that, by the way, guys. Not all smart plans have the texting feature. So we'll go ahead and click continue. And that will take you to actually view the smart plans here. So you can see we're moving right along the timeline here, and now we are in step 3 of the smart plans. So once this loads, I just want to let you guys know they are releasing new smart plans every month, I have seen. So they just recently released a birthday. So the 2 we're going to focus on today, and you can look through all of these, and I'll give you some pointers of what to pay attention to on these smart plans. We're going to focus on the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture and the birthday ones today in class. But I over all the other ones as well. Some things to pay attention to. Obviously, you can read the description of what it is. You can see how many steps is in each smart plan. The duration. Okay, some of the time it doesn't apply. So that's like this one does not apply. But this duration, for example, is 6 to 12 months. Okay, and you'll see your target audience here as well, like who the smart plan was created for. Now, there's not an option to create custom smart plans yet, but KW has said that is going to be rolling out soon, so keep an eye out for that. But you can also click View Steps right under it to see what this smart plan does in theory. So, Smart Plan Steps, it will generate a reminder to add neighborhoods, and I'll be showing you after this where those reminders go. It will then send an email, so it will send a bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. I'll show you what that looks like in just a little bit too, okay? It sends them a neighborhood page for all the neighborhoods that they are interested in, right? Because we put in the neighborhoods initially that they're interested in. It will show you the delay, like how long it waits, that is, until it repeats. And then it will repeat that process. So they're getting bi-weekly emails of the neighborhoods that they are interested in. Okay, there's also a monthly neighborhood nurture, which would be the same exact concept, except it would wait 4 weeks instead of 2 weeks to repeat. Just a heads up on that. So let's say I like the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. I like the idea of reaching out to my contacts every other week versus just once a month. I think it stays more on top of their mind, and it prompts them to search for homes they're interested in. So what I can do is click Add Contacts under the Nurture or the Smart Plan that I want to start. And just a heads up, it will only show you contacts here that have those two requirements that we were talking about. So they would have to have an email address and neighborhoods entered in. So you can see how many neighborhoods each contact has entered in. So you won't see all of your contacts here, only contacts that fit those two criteria. So you can either go through and click the check boxes next to the names individually, or you can click Select All to select all the contacts on this list. You can, of course, use the search bar at the top and search by tags as well, just a heads up. Once you have your contacts selected, you can simply click Add to Smart Plans. So it will load for a second here. And once it's done loading, it will give you this confirmation that 9 contacts were added to the Smart Plan, and you can X out of it here. Okay, so we've added our contacts to the Smart Plan. I just also want to talk about the birthday Smart Plan here as well. So this is pretty cool. This gives you a reminder every birthday and celebrate your contacts with this comprehensive birthday reminders. So if I click View Steps here, it will do a couple things. So it'll generate a reminder to send a handwritten birthday note. It will give you a delay of 4 days, and then it will go through the rest of these steps here. So it'll generate reminders. It will also send out text messages if you have the Twilio account integration. It'll do that for you. But I can go ahead and click Add Contacts here if I want to add anyone. This is the same process. They would, of course, need to have their birthday entered in for this to work. So make sure they're added in, and I'll show you after this where to go to add in a birthday, just so you can see that. But they would have to have a birthday, of course, entered in order for the birthday Smart Plan to work. So I can click the checkbox next to any contacts I want to add in and click Add to Smart Plan. Okay, same concept there. All right. So just a heads up, there is the option to add contacts on the right-hand side as well. It does the same exact concept, but let's say it's just kind of a different view, a list view instead of a grid view. But let's say I wanted to make sure, right, I added contacts to the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture, but I want to make sure they were actually added. I like to, cross my T's, dot my I's. All right, so if I click on that right there, it does give me a list of all the people who are added onto the Smart Plan here. So I can confirm I did add those correctly. And then I can click Next on the bottom right here. So I'm clicking Next on the bottom right. All right, this just gives you a summary of what you have done and which Smart Plans are enabled. Okay, it gives you a summary of what you just did. And then you can click Continue on the right side. And then it tells you what's next. All right, it just gives you some things to get excited about and suggestions on what to do next in KW Command. These are not necessary in order for your Smart Plans to activate. You did it now, so all you have to do is X out of it on the top right. All right, so I X'd out of that, and congratulations, you have set up a Smart Plan. All right, so I want to show you a couple things that work kind of in conjunction to what we're talking about. And I'm going to show you as well how to look at Smart Plans from an actual contact record itself. So first of all, Command's doing a really good job of just spinning for a little bit today. So thanks for bearing with me, guys. But your tasks will show right here. There are 2 places your reminders will show, right? Because we saw in that Smart Plan, well, that's fun. We saw in that Smart Plan that it generates reminders, right? It generates reminders to add neighborhoods to your contacts or to send them a birthday handwritten note. All right, when it's playing nicely, it will show you your reminders right here on the dashboard. Okay, and another place that it shows you is on the tasks section on the left-hand side menu. So on the left side, it's the icon that looks like a to-do list, all right? And that will show you any tasks that you have due. It does not currently email you or text you from what I've seen about your reminders, which of course would be really nice. Those should be coming, that feature should be coming soon, I believe I have heard, so hang tight on that, but currently you would have to check in your account for these reminders. Okay, so like these are my reminders that I have that are generated from the smart plans I have set up. It shows me the contact that's assigned. Okay, and I have those past due. Okay, so I can complete those here. I can just complete it by clicking the checkbox here. So I'm completing the task. And I don't know about you, but I think it feels really good to check off something on a to-do list. So that does give you that satisfaction here as well. So check on this, and again, hopefully that feature will launch soon where it will actually notify you via text or email of your reminders. All right. So let's go back into our contacts here. So we're clicking on the contact icon that again looks like two little people hanging out. Okay, I just want to show you in the contact that we have. So you can pull up, if you want to pull up the test contact that you just made for today's class. I'm going to pull that up to show you where the smart plans sit within the contact record itself, just so you guys have a great idea of how the navigation works. There's a couple of different ways to access that. So about that, so first of all, the timeline, this will always update with what you have done. So let's see, I have the smart plan subscribed. That's what we just did. Okay, obviously this is a fake email address, so it does not like that email. It shows me a timeline here, and we also have the smart plans. So I can see which smart plans that the contact is added to. So from right here, it will show you the smart plan that this contact is on. If I click this little drop down, it shows me the steps that go on with this smart plan. And I can delete the contact from the smart plan by clicking on the trash can. One more note is I can come to add smart plan here, and it will give me the option to add this contact to further smart plans. So let's say I also want to add them to the birthday one, which actually, let me show you how you would do that. So let's say a great way to update your clients or your contacts' birthday is Facebook. Facebook does typically say what their birthday is in their About section, I believe, of their Facebook profile. So let's say you get a little Facebook stock happy and you go through all of your contacts and you're looking for their birthdays. You can add those into existing contact records by clicking the edit icon. So that's a little pencil icon here. Anytime you see this pencil icon in command, that does mean edit. So once I click edit, it will pull up the contact information so I can edit that. In this case, I want to click add more information on the bottom. And it will give me more drop-down arrows. And I believe birthday is in the About section. I was correct. Great. All right, so we're clicking on About here, and that will drop down that section that you can fill in the About information. And we'll put in the birthday. All right, so we'll put in the birthday. Let's say January 1st. If you're not sure of the year they were born, just put 2019. That's totally fine. And then you can click Save. So we're adding in a birthday, and I'm doing this so I can add them to the Birthday Neighborhood Nurture. And click Save. All right, and that will now show their birthday in the contact record, and now I will be able to add them to a birthday smart plan. So just to go through that for you, now I'll go to Smart Plans on the top here. I can click Add Smart Plan, Add to Smart Plan here. And then after we give it just a second to load, it will show me all of my smart plans here. And I can click to add the birthday smart plan to this contact record. So we'll see if this will load, so I can just show you full circle how this works. All right, there we go. And so I can scroll down, and next to birthday, I can go ahead and select the smart plan. And boom, that has been added to the smart plan. So I can see right here that this contact is on 2 smart plans. Okay, so the second part of today's class is how to email from KW Command. To kind of kick that off, I just want to overview the neighborhood landing pages and how you can utilize those, because I personally think it's one of the coolest features of Command currently. We do go over this in the landing page class as well, but while we're in the contact record, let's come back over to the neighborhood section here. I just want to show you a step further what adding neighborhoods to a contact does. So first of all, like I mentioned, when we add them to a smart plan, it sends them what's called a neighborhood nurture email every 2 weeks or once a month, depending on which smart plan you select. And so I'm sure you're curious of what that email looks like. What is a neighborhood nurture? So let me show you exactly what that's going to look like. So in this neighborhood section, so I'm in a contact record that has a neighborhood. If you're following along, you would have to do that as well, or you can just watch here, that's totally fine. And in this neighborhood section, I see the map, and I also see a preview option on the very bottom right. So let's take a look at what those neighborhood nurtures look like. So I'm clicking preview on the bottom right. And it'll pull it up in a separate tab, and it will show you what the neighborhood nurture looks like. And this is super cool. This is, again, my favorite feature of Command. So let me take you through what this does. And this, as the theme of today's class is please wait, it's loading. All right, these will show you the properties in this area. Okay, so this shows right here the different neighborhoods we added in. Right, that's what we said, that we told the system that this client is interested in these neighborhoods. But they can also click. They can also click add neighborhood. Let me try to refresh and see if it'll pull them up. One sec, guys. Thanks for bearing with me. I'm not sure if this is doing it in your account too. It might just be that they're updating Command, or if this is just my account. Either way, I'll explain what it's supposed to do, and hopefully it's doing it properly on your end. I was just practicing before class and it was working just fine, so they might just be running updates. So thanks for bearing with me. But on the right hand side here, this will show you like the property information. So it will show you listings right here. So in this area, if they are to scroll in, they will see all the properties right here, and it will show them the properties on the right hand side that they can click on and see the listing data information that pulls in. They can also filter their search right here. So they can actually do a search right from here. They can toggle it by newest or cheapest. And I really like this feature. They can also use this draw feature. Sorry, that was a little fast. There's a little draw icon right here that they can click, and they can draw wherever they want on the map to search. So, when this actually is playing nicely, once they draw a circle, it will then show all live listings in that circle right here on the right hand side. So super, super cool feature. And they again can click add neighborhoods to add in further neighborhoods they're interested in. So aside from this just being a neighborhood search, okay, if you scroll down, it of course also gives them an option to contact you and has all your branded information at the bottom here. But aside from this just allowing them to search for homes, let's come to the top right, this neighborhood stats. Neighborhood stats on the top right. This is also a super cool feature here. So it shows them the neighborhood in, and this will change depending on which one they have selected up here. So let's say I have this neighborhood selected. It will show how many homes are for sale, how many are pending, average price per home, price per square foot, days on market, and it gives them really awesome neighborhood facts down here. So we have some current stats here. This is a very cool feature as well, I think, the transit and commute. So they can put in their place of work. Let's say they are working uptown, and this is kind of in the suburbs they're looking at. So if they click search for place here and put in their place of work, it will tell them how long the commute is to from home to work, which is really great for out-of-state clients who don't have a real great grasp on the area, especially. As I scroll down, it also shows nearby schools. We have places nearby, so highlighted restaurants, groceries, nightlife, and so forth. We have homes for sale and recently sold on the bottom. And when this is playing nicely, okay, it also shows nearby neighborhoods, so they can look at other neighborhoods as well right from there. So very, very cool feature that we have here. And of course, all your information is always at the bottom, and it always gives them the option to contact you here. And last but not least, I just want to show you the About Me section, as where all of your contact information automatically displays as long as you have that marketing profile set up where we started class. Okay. All right. Well, this is what it looks like when a neighborhood nurture goes out. You can send these pages out individually. So this is in a new tab, guys, just a heads up. So I am switching back to the tab that says Command Contacts. If you're following along, I just don't want to lose you on that. So you can send this out one at a time as well. So these will automatically go out if you set your clients up on a smart plan, but if you just want to go ahead and send this out to your contact right now, you can do that by coming into Copy Link right here. It will copy that link, and then from there I would suggest going to your email account. So let's say I use Gmail. So I have my Gmail pulled up as well, and you can just watch on my screen for this, guys. So if I pull up my Gmail account, let's say I'm going to click Compose, and I can say something like, "Hi, John Smith. Great talking with you today. Here are some neighborhoods I think you would be interested in." Okay, whatever you want it to say, and you can paste in that link. Okay, you just have to right click and paste in that link. So you could send that off to your contact, and you could put in something like your future dream home. Maybe something less corny, huh? But anyway, you can go ahead and put that information in, send that off, and they would be able to click on this link, and it would be a live link. So let's say they looked at the same link in a week, it will show them the most up-to-date homes. All right, so that is how you can go about sending out just this neighborhood snap in one email. Right now, the best way to do that is just copying the link and go over to your emails to send it out that way, is what I would recommend. Okay, so now let's kind of switch gears here, and let's talk about the second half of today's class is supposed to be on campaigns. However, the command campaigns are not fully rolled out quite yet, but I'm going to show you where you can go to get started on that, so where it will be launching. And you can currently send individual emails. It just won't be a series of emails, which is the definition of a campaign. So let's go ahead and learn it so you are ready to hit the ground running once it does roll out, and well, you'll learn how to email from command in general. So the first thing that you'll do is we'll go ahead and click on the icon that looks like a megaphone. That's the word, okay? Megaphone on the left-hand side. And again, if you don't know which one to click on, if you hover your mouse, it's the campaigns icon. And we'll want to go ahead and click on the email option at the very top. Now, I just want to preface this with saying that your MailChimp account would have to be created and attached to command in order for this to work. So currently, these emails send out using the contacts in your MailChimp account specifically. And again, we can help you with that. So if that is not currently done, if MailChimp is not connected to command, or if you do not have any contacts or groups of contacts in MailChimp, this will not work for you quite yet. Okay, so let me say that one more time. If you do not have a MailChimp account connected to command, or you don't have any contacts groups in MailChimp, this will not work for you quite yet. We are happy to help you with that, and I actually have a video. I'm going to send out this video here. That video will show you how to import contacts into MailChimp. Currently, those do not integrate, so your command contacts have to be imported into MailChimp manually, unfortunately. We can help you with that. Feel free to email support@scottlauremarketing.com if you need help on that. We can definitely do that. All right, so for now, this is how it's going to work. So we come into this email section. We're in campaigns on the left-hand side menu, and then emails. And we'll want to click Create New on the top right. Once I click Create New, I'm going to go ahead and select the email option. And we'll go ahead and follow the steps here. So first of all, I'm going to set a campaign goal. I believe it defaults on advertised listing, but you can see you can select another goal here. Campaign name. So let's say I want this to be announcing my listing that I have. So I'll name this new listing. The campaign name. Select account. This will only be showing if you have a MailChimp account integrated to Command. Okay, but again, that's a requirement for this to work out. Recipients here. So the recipient list here will pull from your MailChimp list specifically. So you would have to have a group in your MailChimp account for a list to be displaying right here. And again, that video will walk you through it, or you can email us and we're happy to help you with that as well. You can also, in the future, this feature does not work yet, but this will make your life way easier once it does. You can also click Add List right here on the top right. And you can create a new list from here and actually pull your contacts in from Command itself. And you can do it by tags as well. Again, this isn't currently working. I was playing with it earlier today and it was not working properly yet. But this should be a feature that's rolling out very soon. So soon it looks like your Command contacts will integrate to this section, which would make sense. All right, so that is to come soon, hopefully. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and select the list that I have. And again, that is pulling from my MailChimp account. That's why I have that entered in. So I have that recipient list. So we now need to fill in the from field. So who is sending the campaign? So I want my name to display. So if you want, however you want your name to display in their inbox. If you want their first and last name, if you want your first and last name, comma, realtor. Okay, that is what you are indicating here. We're putting in our reply to email. Okay, so when they reply to your email, where do you want that to come back to? Subject, so let's say I want to put in welcome, well, let's do proudly introducing, that's not how you spell that, proudly introducing 123 Main Street. Okay, whatever you would like the email subject to be. And now for the content. So we'll go ahead and click Apply Design here on the right-hand side. And it will give you some email templates that will display. So you can browse through. They're pretty cool templates from what I've seen. They're happy birthday templates, just sold, just listed, and you can see a color here as well, coming soon, open house, and so on and so forth. So let's say I go ahead and pick, I want a just listed one because I'm announcing my listing. I click on whichever template that I would like to select and it pulls that up. From here on the left-hand side, this is where we're editing the actual template. So all of this information here, again, will pull from your marketing profile. So you can see how important that marketing profile is and how much time it saves you to make sure that's entered in correctly. So this all pulls from your marketing profile, so you shouldn't have to enter this in again, but you can edit this on the right-hand side. So as I scroll down, I mean, personally, I don't need to edit my contact information, so I'm going to keep scrolling past my contact info, past the agent social details, to the property details. So this is what I need to fill in. So I'm down to property details. It's near the bottom of that list on the right-hand side column. So you can manually enter in the property detail information if you would like, or to make your life easier, you can go ahead and click Select Property on the top right here. So I'll select Property. And it will pop out this window, which it will show you your listings by default. Now for your listings to display, your MLS ID would need to be entered into the white pages by your office staff. Aside from that, guys, this listing section is working at about an 85% capacity from what we have been told. So if you're not seeing your listings here and your listings are in the KWLS, and your MLS ID is in the white pages, right, there's nothing wrong with your account. It's just that it's working at 85% capacity currently. And of course, they are working to get that fixed up. So it does show by default only your listings on the top right here. So I'm going to change that to all listings. So if you're doing, let's say, an open house for someone else in your office, you can change that to all listings instead. You can search by the status of the listing. You also have this search bar, which really comes in handy. You can search by the property address, MLS number, or listing agent here. All right, so you can search through these listings. And once you find the listing, you can go ahead and click select. Let's see, I'll bring in this one. So I'll go ahead and click select next to the listing that I am going to bring in. Once I do that, it will show me all the property information. It will autofill that in, so that saves you time. You'll still need to click here to select the property photo. So it does show all the photos that are currently in the KWLS, and you can even add a photo on the bottom here. But I'll go ahead and select, oh, I like the one in the pool here. So I'll go ahead and select one of these images and click crop image. It will then pop up that screen, and I can always resize if I need to. And then click crop image. And it will show me the photo I have selected here. So now I can come to the very bottom and click update preview, right? I want to see what that looks like. So I'll click update preview on the very bottom. Okay, once I do that, I believe now I can scroll on up. Yep, and here we go. We have this nifty email here, this email template that has the property information and a picture of the home, property info, and it has all your contact information, the option to download your app, and so forth. So now from here, I can go ahead and click Apply Design on the top right. So now it shows me all of the information on the left-hand side, who I'm sending it to, the subject line, so forth. On the right-hand side, we have the email preview. You now have the option to save as draft on the top. You have the option to preview, which I'll go ahead and click on preview. Okay, when you click on preview, it does of course give you a preview of the email you're sending, and it gives you the option on the left-hand side of what view you're looking at it. So this is a computer view if you want that in a tablet, or a cell phone view as well. So you can ensure that all looks good. Now I'll X out of that on the top right. Once I'm satisfied, I can go ahead and click send on the top right. So it says send email. You're about to send the email campaign to 5 recipients. That list I have. And again, that's pulling from MailChimp. It shows me the email. I can just scroll through one more time to make sure all looks good and click send now. All right, campaign sent successfully. So now it shows me I have my mailed, right? This is the one we just sent out. The new listing is mailed, the date it was sent, how many views, how many clicks in the email, if any bounced, and the goal of that email. I do have the option on the right-hand side here of a couple things. So I can preview the campaign, and I can duplicate the campaign to quickly create another one. And I can also download a CSV. So just so you guys can see what that looks like, so I'll click download CSV. You can just watch right here. And what it does is it pulls up an overview of that actual campaign. So it will show you the ad name, the date it was sent, size, opens, clicks. Okay, once people actually click on it, of course, that will update this information here. So you can download a CSV of your marketing efforts. Up top here, it shows you some more data on your emails sent. So it shows you how many emails were sent in the last 30 days here. And you can toggle the date at the top. How many recipients, how many people have opened it, and how many people have clicked it. All right, guys. So again, this is how you can send out emails from Command currently. There is not a way yet to set up an email drip campaign. So by definition, an email drip campaign is a series of emails that will go out automatically. So that is to come, hopefully soon here. But currently you can send out these individual pieces. I would highly suggest sending one to yourself just to double check all the links are working correctly, because of course they're still ironing out a few things in Command. So feel free to test these items on yourself. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. Feel free to check out our further training videos on slmtraining.com as well to learn more about Command. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful to give you an introduction to SmartPlans and sending emails in Command. Let us know as you have questions, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care, guys.